'Cause it's just loose lips. I chat better than I sing, so go ahead and enjoy.
There's a real mix of that. So we do a lot of sort of informative stuff. I mentioned about the What's On writer that we've got. He's writing a lot of stories that can last a long time. So if he's looking at the best bars in Leeds, it's something that somebody might actively go out and search for through Google. And we just want to make sure that we're as high up on Google as we can be, for the simple fact that we've got somebody in Leeds who knows the city, goes out and drinks in these bars, and wants his list to be above some randomer somewhere who doesn't know doesn't know Leeds. So there's stories like that, and then on the other hand, you've got breaking news, and that you're trying to get to reach as many people with as soon as possible. So it's just that's the battle that we've got, is that people, they're not only getting news from us as one, there are other platforms, the national news that they're following, and the newspapers and the tabloids that are obviously hammering Facebook every 5 minutes, and then there's everything else that people go on social media for, and it's not always to read some negative news story about what's happening in Leeds. But I think one thing that we always said was, as long as we deliver good news stories and just stick by what we think is the right way of telling stories, then people will slowly learn about us, and the audience will build, and we've got, the audience is massive now. Like, we're approaching 10 million page views every month, which is good. If you think we started at zero and nobody knew about us, and slowly we've managed to build it to that, so it's mad.
And you've been at the start of that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've still got the same team that launched this. A couple moved up to Leeds that had never been to the city before, and they've sort of slowly learned from us locals what it's about and what people want to, the way you've got to sort of talk to people and engage with people, and they get to know what, the brilliant city that Leeds is, and how it's the people. It is so the people that make it. And we definitely don't shout about Leeds enough, do we? And I think that's one of the other things that we said when we launched Leeds Live, was let's just make sure that people know across the Pennines and down south what we're about. And so that's been a big part of it.
I think it's ballsy, but I love it. It's like, if I was to think, there's something that's happening in Stockport, I'm not going to go at like Daily Mirror to read about something that's happening in Stockport just because they're the biggest news. I'd go to like Stockport County Courier. That could be a true name. But you know what I mean, though? I love the fact that it's Leeds Live, and it's like, it backs it. It is balls. It's like, we're only focusing on Leeds, and people Leeds will be like, yeah, true, right? And not only that, I think when I reflect back at the situation, what happened with Joe Cox and the coverage that Made in Leeds did, to what a lot of the majors did, is you could spend more time getting into it. You could, because it's our area. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I think that's the level of the trust. It's like, even if they might go to a more established, bigger news provider, they'll still come back to Leeds Live as well, because they'll know they'll get like that personal feel about it. Would you say that that's it? It's almost like a piggyback thing.
Yeah. I think with Made in Leeds TV. So, for example, the Joe Cox story, the difference was that everybody was there for the first few days, and then slowly they all just start filtering away, and we're the ones that are left at the end of it, and we're still speaking to people who are still feeling the impact of this, and hopefully being able to speak to some of the close family in the weeks that followed, and everything. That's the difference, that you can carry stories through as long as you want to. And I think, with launching something from scratch, there's also no sort of legacy to uphold around the way we cover these stories. And that was the good thing about Made in Leeds TV, was that we could just do whatever we wanted. And it's similar with Leeds Live as well. We stick around with stories, and we just give it everything we've got. And if there's a huge story happening, like there was the there was the girl that went missing 2 or 3 weeks ago. Massive news story because of the amount of police officers that were trying to find her in this woodland in Chapel Allerton. And we just went live straight away, and we had Christian, who you know, brilliant reporter, went live and just kept rolling for as long as people wanted him to be there doing that for. Whereas, you know, back in the day, people would have to wait until 6 p.m. at night to see the local regional news give a 1 minute live update. Like you were saying at the start of this chat about how much editing goes on with certain aspects of broadcast. The difference with online is that there are no limits. We can write stories as long as we want them to be written for, and you know, we can let live broadcasts on Facebook and Instagram just roll as long as we want. So yeah, that's the difference.
'Cause it's just loose lips. I tried